Hello. Hello, spider monkeys. I feel like this is the only room I could possibly ever use that line in, so I'm going to use it. Hey guys, welcome. My name's Josh Horowitz. You may know my face from MTV and Comedy Central. You may know my voice from my podcast, Happy, Sad, Confused. But I really owe a lot of my career to this little film, this franchise, Twilight. So I'm really honored to be here. And thank you so much, guys, for coming out. This is going to be a special event. So 10 years, can you believe it? November 21st, 2008, where were you? Unbelievable. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with this franchise. I mean, MTV was privileged to be on set. We started something called Twilight Tuesdays, and we saw a reaction very early on from you guys out there that I've never seen before in any franchise, and I've covered them all. There's something different about Twilight and something different about you fans, and that's why we're all here today to celebrate this franchise. There's a lot to celebrate, too, because this is a franchise that obviously launched a bunch of amazing careers. It's a franchise and a film that broke down a lot of barriers, too. It was helmed by a woman. It starred a young woman. This was not supposed to be a global blockbuster by any stretch of the imagination, and yet you guys made it so. So pat yourselves on the back. That's why we're all here today. Yes, we've got some amazing guests backstage, some fun little surprises for you, and before we get the show underway, though, I want to kind of like take a look back and take a look at the fandom and the excitement around Twilight that's been going for 10 years, and take a look at this very cool piece of video and enjoy it.
Who are they?
The Cullens.
Screaming.
If we're judging by the screaming, it was wonderful.
It is almost like what the Beatles must have encountered when they first came to America.
They're so loud, and they're terrifying from a distance. Venezuela! I'm from Queensland, Australia. England, South Africa, Brazil.
I know what you are.
It's the story of true love and how true love can break through any barrier that comes between two people, even a human and a vampire.
Say it out loud.
Vampire.
Well, you really shouldn't have said that.
The development of the characters, their relationships are so intertwined.
Don't move.
It's so close to my heart now.
I dream about being with you.
Forever.
Yes. All right, guys, let's keep the applause going for our amazing panelists. Give it up for director Catherine Hardwicke. You know him as Emmett Cullen. Give it up for Kellen Lutz. Jasper Hale, Mr. Jackson Rothbone. And Laurent is in the house, Eddie Gathegi.
I love you too, anonymous voice.
It's like,
I love you.
I feel like there's a little love in the room, guys. Welcome to New York Comic Con. This is a magical moment for all of us, I think. Welcome, guys. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to celebrate. I want to mention at the outset, obviously, this franchise is about an amazing ensemble, this amazing director, Stephanie Meyer, et cetera. And of course, the performances of Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. They could not make it here today, but here's my but. Here's my but. Stick around. Their presence will be felt in the course of this panel here, okay? So that's something cool to look forward to. But right now, I want to talk to this amazing, amazing panel. Catherine, give me a sense. Did you ever imagine we'd be talking about Twilight 10 years later? That's the hope for any filmmaker, but give me a sense.
Well, when we did the first Comic-Con 10 years ago and we had this kind of fun reception, I was hoping, because all the fans were so like positive and into it, so it's pretty exciting. Thank you, guys. Yeah.
I was going to say, I feel like one of the kind of coming out parties for Twilight was a different Comic-Con. It was at the San Diego Comic-Con,
yeah.
Right? Do you guys have any recollections of that? And like, was that like a kind of a shift in sort of how you saw how big this film was going to be?
I walked out on the stage and everybody was like so positive and screaming that I almost fainted right then. I'd never seen such a thing. Wasn't it fun?
I've always wanted to be a musician and play an instrument. I have no musical talents, any gifts like that. But that's the closest that I could ever estimate to what it feels like to be the Beatle or something. Because the fans were, I mean, you guys were losing your minds. I mean, not you specifically, fans that were there were losing. The highest decibel level that Hall H had ever reached was at that Comic-Con. And they camped out for 4 days just on the strength of, you know, this story and these books and the movie that we did. And I didn't have any idea it was going to be that big until that moment.
Nobody knew there was so much girl power out there.
Oh, I grew up with only sisters. I know about girl power, man. Y'all are incredible, fierce beings, and thank you for liking the series. If they hated it, I don't know where we'd be. Wouldn't be here.
Kellen, what do you remember about being on set of this one? Like, as we've kind of talked about, no one, I mean, the books were obviously bestsellers, but still the expectation wasn't that this was going to turn into what it was going to turn into. Did it feel like a small, kind of intimate film, or what are your first memories of being on set?
Yeah, especially the first one. Hey, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, I love you. Yeah, the first one definitely, thanks to Catherine, it felt very intimate, and we all had an innocence, a purity to ourselves. So, you know, Eddie, Jackson, myself, hanging out and going along with this adventure that it was. But the first one was a lot of fun, I gotta say. I had the most fun with the first one.
And I met Kellen in the hotel. He came in audition.
Whoa.
Oh, wait.
It was an audition.
There were other people
She had to see how
present.
the monkey man was.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were. But it was fun. I mean, when she had me fly up because they were already shooting, and I auditioned for you.
And they said, okay, before you go to work, just come down here and meet Kellen, you know, and like we did like 2 seconds, we did a few lines, and I'm like, okay, you got it, man, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Can we, Kevin, can we talk a little bit about the casting of Edward and Bella? Because there's so much has been talked about that over the years. And, you know, Stephanie had her famous picks. I think Henry Cavill was like in her mind's eye at one point. Did the studio have favorites? Were you in line with the studio? Who, was it always going to be Rob and Kristen, or did it
Oh, no, I had seen Into the Wild, like an early cut. Who saw Into the Wild? Remember that? And I saw that scene where Kristen is sitting in the trailer and she's looking at Emile Hirsch and like she wants him so bad. I'm like, that's the look, you know, she's just shows that longing. So I thought I'd really love to have Kristen. So she was shooting Adventureland in Pittsburgh at the time. So I got Jackson to go with me. And he and I went to Pittsburgh, and we got a hotel room. This doesn't sound good, but anyway.
We had separate hotel rooms.
Many other people were there, and we had Kristen come in, and we did all these kind of fun auditions all day long, right?
Yeah, it was amazing. We actually we went into the park, and Kristen and I chased pigeons around. And Catherine, she wanted to see a little bit of that scene where Edward takes Bella on his back and runs around. So I had Kristen on my back, chasing pigeons through where Pittsburgh
in
was
the park in Pittsburgh.
Park in Pittsburgh. We chased pigeons in the park in Pittsburgh. That's alliteration right there.
But I just wanted to see, you know, if Kristen would, you know, have fun improvising and if we could get the chemistry going. And then she was really great, and I loved her. And after that, we had the famous audition. We're searching for the perfect Edward, and it had to look like he was still in high school. So, like, Henry Cavill was really too old by that point. And we had the top 4, it was like The Bachelor, you know, my top 4 best guys came over to my house, and every 2 hours.
I mean, Catherine, you gotta watch that mouth there.
But every 2 hours, Kristen did another scene and had to kiss another guy. And then at the end, she said, "It has to be Rob."
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice. Talk to me a little bit about the environment on set, or off set, frankly, for you actors. Like, do you feel like the cast gelled in a different way than in other experiences on other films that you've had? What did you guys sort of do to bond off the set?
Well, I think you did come before we were filming, because you were in the baseball, because we did all the baseball rehearsals, because everybody had to learn how to play baseball, right?
Wait, no. I think the first bonding moment is do you remember Catherine had us do cat class? It was cat movement. We were talking about these vampires, and we kind of wanted to have something a little bit ethereal. We didn't quite get there in the film because it ended up being a little silly, because we're up there and they're like, okay, now you're a cat, and you're moving, and you're moving. And can you imagine if the film would have been all that? It's like, hello, Bella.
That was just to loosen you guys up.
Oh, and it loosened us up.
Yeah.
I'm still limber from it. Thank you.
Did you have to go to cat class?
I think you and we talked about that, because you were telling me that you made all the other actors do it, and I said, I think Emmett's more bear. So I just stood there and looked really big, and you're like, I like that. Good.
Smart guy. Eddie, do you feel like, you weren't one of the Cullens, so did you feel like you were on the outskirts? You were like, obviously an antagonist. So did you feel like that mirrored your situation? Did you feel like you could not bond in the same way that the Cullens could bond?
No, absolutely not. I was on the outside with the Cullens, but I was on the inside with the Nomads.
Yes.
So, I was chilling with Rochelle. Her and I became tight with everybody off camera. We bonded. You know, it became family, and then there's a whole life that took off. You know, after we wrapped promoting the film, we traveled the entire world together, city after city, just really getting to know each other and forming lasting relationships. You know, I still see these guys from time to time, and it's been a special journey. Did we just get real sentimental? Don't take me up to the hotel room, Catherine. Back to the living.
It wasn't like a hugely budgeted film at the time, right, Catherine?
No, it was a modest budget, because everybody thought, hey, a movie for women is only going to make like, you know, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants made $29 million. They said, maybe that's all this is going to make. Cut to opening weekend, $69 million. And then even then they told me, hey, that's probably everybody that saw it already saw it. Everybody that wants to see it saw it opening weekend. Again, cut to $400 million worldwide, which I think that changed the landscape. People could see that, you know, women want to go see movies about women, and guys want to see movies about guys. And of course, it didn't hurt that there were a few, you know, hot guys in the movie. So it kind of changed everything in a way.
Is there anything, if you were to have the opportunity to remake this film today with like carte blanche, any budget, is there anything you'd do differently?
Oh yeah, I had a lot more scenes in the baseball thing. These guys were going to do a lot more action sequences that they don't know about. We were doing underwater dream sequences. Yeah, it would have been even more flashy and fabulous.
Amazing.
Reshoots.
Never too late, right? Two things I want to mention for you guys to be able to enjoy this film 10 years on. Fathom's actually going to be showing the first film, Twilight, in theaters October 21st and October 23rd. So, yes.
Because if you haven't seen it on the big screen, it's kind of cool to see it on the big screen, you know?
Definitely, definitely. And if you can't make it out, you should try, but if you can't, there's a very cool 4K Ultra HD version of Twilight and all the Twilight saga coming on October 23rd. I think we have the cover art, there's new cover art out there that we can put on the screens perhaps. Yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You can see it right here.
Ah.
Ooh.
If you play your cards right, we might be able to get that for you, Jackson. Okay, let's talk. Oh, one other thing I want to mention. A little bit later on, we're going to take some of your fan questions. So hopefully, I think there are some microphones in the aisles or something. So start to formulate your questions and line up if there's somewhere to line up, etc. Anyway, favorite scene in the first Twilight film? Is there one that stands out, whether it's a shoot or the finished product for you guys on a personal level?
Baseball was pretty fun. Did you guys like the baseball scene?
I think filming the baseball scene, though, it wasn't as fun because it was raining or very dreary and cold, and we had to, be these really cool vampires who don't feel the cold. And I'm a Southerner, and I felt the cold, and I still feel the cold. I'm so cold.
You had your shirt on, though, didn't you?
I did. You didn't have your shirt on.
And I'm from Africa.
I still remember the night before we shot that. You and I, we had dinner, and you were like, you ordered a piece of lettuce, and I had like a steak and potatoes, and you sat there and you were like, you son of, and I was like, hey, you know.
Do you know why? Because Catherine said, it's a woman directing this. You're not wearing a shirt.
Did she say that in a hotel room?
She said, you better get these abs right. Yeah, she said in the hotel room.
Got to give something to the ladies, right?
Well, hey, it worked. I mean, y'all love the movie. Good job, and good job, you abs. You were good. You were great. And your 5 friends.
Speaking of the baseball scene, there's a really cool. I've seen some of the extras on the new DVD that's coming out. We're gonna.
What?
Guys, yeah, I know. We're gonna see that in a second. They can't see that yet. Trust me, you'll like it.
Oh, they can't see that. Okay.
Don't worry.
Oh.
But first, Jackson, we're going to see a little exclusive clip. This is Jackson and Catherine went back to the baseball field, actually, I think, to see where it was all filmed. This is really cool. Check this out, guys.
That was fun.
How was that, going back? Was that surreal to go back to that and other locations where you shot?
It was very weird, and it was very sunny and pretty, you know. So.
Quite the opposite of when we shot there. We actually stayed at the Hotel Monaco in Portland, where we stayed while we were filming, and it was just, I walked in there, man, and I was just like, it has been 10, 11 years since we started filming. That's crazy. Thank you all for sticking around.
Yeah.
So we have another kind of exclusive treat for you guys that very few people have seen. You snapped a lot of photos, personal photos, on the set of Twilight. We're going to show them some of them in the room here. Please respect that these are personal photos. Don't snap photos of your own of these if you could.
Yeah, you guys, because these are don't take any pictures. Only you guys get to see them, okay?
Special, right?
I looked through my computer and found all these neat little moments from back in the day.
These are pretty good. So we're going to roll through these and. What I was talking to you guys a little bit earlier, and I alluded to some of it in the intro, the legacy of this film is something to be extremely proud of. Not only launching all of these guys' amazing careers, and as well as Kristen and Rob and everyone that's not here, but the fact that it did prove that a female-led film, a film of this type that was not expected to make that much money, could be a global success. What do you think? Like, what do you take the most pride in? What do you think the true legacy of this first film is?
Well, I think it's cool because all the other Twilight films were even more successful. Then we had Divergent, we had Hunger Games, gave us Jennifer Lawrence, we got Wonder Woman, you know, all kinds of stuff. So everything builds and people get excited and they're willing to take a chance on a female-led film. So it's really kind of fun to see more and more films like that happening and you guys out there supporting them. Thank you. Yeah.
Kellen, how do you feel like it changed both your professional life but your personal life? How would you pinpoint what Twilight has done for you as as a man?
Yeah, you know, it's really cool looking back. I mean, 10 years flies. It really does. And playing a character that I love Emmett. I loved every time being able to step back into those character shoes. So knowing you had another movie that you really looked forward to, Catherine really set the precedence with how all the characters were gonna be. And so you get these new directors that come in, and they put all your faith in us as the actors just peeling back the layer of our characters more and more. But I loved it. That was a good 5-6 years of my life where I just had so much fun working with the actors, the family, the Coens, back and back. And it really, it flew. I'm all about the journey, so it's been a fast 10 years, but I feel like we could all step back into our characters, redo Twilight with a bigger budget. Yes. And have even more fun. I would love to do more baseball scenes. I felt shortened.
Yes.
That. And action. And battle.
I think we have a piece of video we should share because I mentioned earlier that one of the talent, Kristen Stewart, could not be here today, but she felt like she could not contribute a little something. I know she has a lot of fondness for Catherine, this cast, and you guys. So here's a little piece of video that's for you guys.
Hey guys. I am super bumming that I can't be there. I'm in Toronto right now, but my heart is with you. I feel like we all kind of grew up together. You know, it's been 10 years. It's like crazy to think about that, but I love you guys, and I'm totally there in spirit, and have fun today.
Awesome. I see a bunch of folks lined up. Maybe we should go to a couple questions from this amazing crowd.
Maybe we can line up on this.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Natasha. I have a question particularly for Catherine as well as for all of you. I would say that music plays a big part in the Twilight saga, particularly your film. It has a great indie section to it. What was it like choosing that tonally for the film, and did anyone else have any input on the music itself?
Yeah, that's a great question. We had a wonderful music supervisor, Alex Gustavus, and she would send us all kinds of music, and then we would listen to every piece, you know, every scene. You might have to play like 10, 15, 20, or 30 songs with the scene in the editing room till one just really felt right, you know? So that was kind of neat, and it was just all like, kind of like your heart, your gut feeling. And then we had people like Haley from Paramore came in. She came into the editing room and she goes, hey man, I love the book so much that I wrote this song. And she had it all written out by hand and started singing it to me. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. And other people were inspired by the film. So, and then of course we had to create like what Edward's lullaby would be. And you guys probably know the story about Carter Burwell, the composer. He had written that lullaby like 10 years before to try to get his girlfriend back. And he got her back, and then they got married, and they're still married. And I think, and at least they were at the time. So he asked her, you know, if he could offer that as possibly the lullaby. So that was cool because that came really from the heart of a very complicated relationship. So I think the mood, the feeling, the misty, the fog, and we just had to feel every song, you know? Thanks for asking.
Thank you.
Oh, and the Muse song, I gotta say, that was from Stephanie Myers, though, because she was listening to Muse the whole time that she wrote the books. And so we were so excited to get that song for the baseball sequence.
Iron and Wine. That was a
Oh, Iron and Wine. Oh, good point. That is from Kristen. We were doing the rehearsal for the final scene, you know, at the prom, and I had some other songs, but Kristen said, listen to this one. And she and Rob started dancing in the hotel room, okay? And as soon as that song came on, you were there too, right?
Yeah.
It was magical. Like, we knew that had to be the song.
I was always in the hotel room with you. It's always.
Hi guys, my name is Claudia from Queens, Team Jacob. How has Twilight affected or inspired you guys on a personal level?
You know, for me, as an actor and, you know, starting to produce and direct and write more, it was essentially like I got paid to go to film school. I got paid to work with directors that not only I admired, but I loved their work. I'd seen 13, Catherine's film with Nikki many years ago, and I've seen all of her films that she did the production design on. And when I found out I was going to get to work with her, I was just incredibly excited. And then we got to work with David Slade, Bill Condon.
Let's not talk about the other ones.
No, we're not talking about them. But what I mean is, like, we got to work with some of the greatest directors in the business, and as actors, that's invaluable, and especially as, you know, like, for the other things I want to do. But we're talking about Twilight, so thanks, Catherine. She really broke the glass ceiling in a lot of ways for female filmmakers. So, you know, thank you for paving the way.
Thanks to you guys. Yeah.
For me, it's incredible to be a part of something that was shaping the culture. You know, it was a pop culture phenomenon, and Catherine said earlier how this was maybe in many ways one piece of the puzzle that opened up the door for other projects that would follow. So I like to think that that's true, that this sort of began, or in many ways continued, to further the conversation that we're having today about diversity and inclusion and female-led projects. And I just love being a part of that journey with this film in particular.
And I would say on that note, the movie I just directed stars a Latina female, Gina Rodriguez. Yay! Which, in a studio movie, which is not very common. It's called Miss Bala. Go see it in January. But Gina is a badass, and I don't think we would have had that movie, a Latina lead, if we didn't have this one. So, pretty cool.
And I think personally, what you learn is, I mean, that's such a pure love that Edward has for Bella, and what you sacrifice, and what truly finding someone and not settling for anyone, but finding someone that you can't live without. And it's really cool. I just got married 9 months ago. And she is someone who I can honestly say I couldn't live without. And that's what being a part of this movie, you know, really personally, you know, I took on, which was great. I love it. Love you, babe, wherever you are.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I have a question for Catherine. Hi. You mentioned like breaking the glass ceiling for female directors, and Twilight was a huge box office success, and I think the highest like box office numbers for a female director at the time. But then a man came in, and unfortunately we saw history repeat itself with the 50 Shades trilogy, and I was just wondering how that felt at the time and what you think has changed now that has allowed directors like Patty Jenkins to still be hired for the sequel.
Well, yeah, that's a great question. I thought it would have been a little bit more exciting to me if they had hired female directors for all the other Twilights. That would have been cool, you know. And and for the Hunger Games, and for the Divergent, and for the Girl in the, 50 million other movies. But I think people are opening their eyes. Change happens, like Emma Gonzalez said, a little bit at a time. So we're moving forward, and we've got sometimes backwards, like yesterday. Whoops. Okay. But anyway, I think that the fact that this movie made so much money is ammo for Patty to get to make her movie. As soon as Patty's movie did so great, Wonder Woman, that's ammo to hire the next female director. So, and Ava DuVernay, of course, did such a great job. So, we're just building on it. And now people are a little bit embarrassed if they have a female character and don't at least try to get a female director. So I think the tide is changing. We're all hopeful. Yes.
Also, I just want to mention, obviously Stephanie, the brainchild behind it all, but Melissa Rosenberg, screenwriter behind all of the films, stayed through the entire saga and a very important component as well. Yes?
Hi, my name is Emily, and 15-year-old me is freaking out right now. But someone also mentioned 50 Shades, but I was wondering, when 50 Shades became a huge phenomena, were you guys aware beforehand that it was Twilight?
Fan fiction?
Yeah.
I think we all knew that, and that's kind of cool, because that's one thing that was cool about Twilight, that it inspired people to be creative. So many people did fan art, wrote fan fiction, made their own movies. It was kind of neat that it just ignited all this creativity.
You said everybody knew. I didn't know. I was in the movie theater watching 50 Shades of Grey going, that's Twilight. Not crazy, but that's Twilight. This is the Twilight story. And then I read about it after, and I'm like, oh my God, it was Twilight.
Twilight with bondage.
Nobody told me. Fascinating, right? I had no idea. I was in the movie theater learning about this.
Popcorn. Bondage.
Where is Laurent?
Twilight.
One of those.
I think it's still hitting Eddie. I think you're still processing it, man.
Yeah, I'm still processing.
Let's go over
any
here.
Diversity in that movie? No. I'm not trying to knock them. I'm just thinking. I didn't see it. There's a lot of people here, isn't there?
I wasn't old enough to see that movie, and I don't think I still am.
Yeah.
I need an adult. Next question.
Hi, guys. My name's Jen. It's great to see you all. Were there any crazy shenanigans or things happening, on set when you're acting with so many different characters and people and personalities? So, besides Catherine's hotel room, which seems like a really crazy place, can you tell us any stories of what happened behind the scenes, just bonding and stuff?
Bondage behind the scenes? Oh. Maybe I missed that part. You guys better take this question. Yeah.
Oh, man, there's so many stories we can't tell. Next question.
Wait,
No.
Music. Oh, one thing would be that a lot of the cast is very talented musically, and so I started hearing rumors that Rob had a beautiful voice, and that's how I said, I want to hear him. I want to try to put the songs in the movie. And Nikki had recorded it on her computer. You know about this probably more than me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of times in the hotel rooms, sometimes without Catherine. 50% of the time without Catherine. And we would get together and we would just jam. We would hang out. We were in Portland. It's a great music scene. There's actually a bar in downtown Portland called Kelly's that Rob and I both played. We played open mic night. And so nobody knew who we were. We just got in there, had a lot of fun. But yeah, so she didn't know that Rob can sing, really sing. And Nikki and I were working on some music, and Rob was working on some music, and so she recorded him, and that's kind of how that all came to pass with Rob getting on the soundtrack.
Because 2 songs in the movie. which were beautiful. And of course, Rob was very shy. He didn't really want to do it. And so I said, well, I have a friend who has a recording studio in Venice, and it's the size of a closet, and he wears flip-flops, and you'll be sitting on a bamboo drum. And so it's not very intimidating. He goes, okay, I guess I'll go over there. And that's where we recorded the first version of that song. Yeah, flip-flops and bongos.
But before we go to our next question in the crowd, I feel like I want to open up the questions to people that couldn't be here today. I think we've got somebody on Skype maybe we should bring in, see if they've got something to say. Could we see who's there? Hey, Rob.
Hey, what's going on?
Thanks for.
Guys, haven't you guys for ages?
We were just talking about your music, Rob.
Oh no.
That's okay. Can you? Okay. I'm going to ask you a question, Rob. Thanks so much for taking the time out to be here. We're sorry you couldn't be with us today, but we're thrilled that you made the time via Skype. It's good to see you, buddy. Talk to me about your memories of being on set. What's the day that sticks out in your mind from the first Twilight? When you think of that experience, what comes to mind?
The best day? I'm not mentally prepared right now. What is the best day?
Or worst day?
Don't say the last day.
A day.
A day. I mean, I love all in the same van. I mean, every single time. It's such an. I mean, it's funny because now, like, you argue to have like a car on every single problem that I need my own. Absolutely. Going with the whole car stuff. Right. That's true. That's true.
Hey, Rob. Rob, you're breaking up a little bit, which is making this all the more exciting. But it's okay. It's okay.
It's my budget internet.
How about this one? I've got another one for you. When's the moment that you realized this was going to be more than this little kind of independent film? Was there a moment, was it the Comic-Con in San Diego? Was it one of the premieres? What was the moment you realized this was going to be a little bit big?
Yeah, 100% the Comic-Con in San Diego. It's the first Comic-Con. I had so little understanding of what I was getting into. So, like, I had this, like, massive snake shirt, and I just did the first Comic-Con with, like, all that. I went to the, like, all 6,000 people, absolutely, and it was just absurd.
We all need that coffee with you, buddy. I'm going to let you go in a second because we are having some technical difficulties. But I have one more question for you. You got a few thousand of your best friends in the audience and some of your fellow castmates here. If there's one thing you want to convey to the fans 10 years later, what's the message you'd want to say to them? If they can't see you in person, what do you want to express about what this franchise, what this film has done for you?
I mean, the most important job, I mean, it's complete. It's, I just keep hearing like I'm getting laughed. I don't really understand what's happening. Yeah, no, it's a complete life-changing thing. I want to thank you.
Oh my God.
Technological meltdown.
Let's give him a second, guys. One more try. Yeah, go for it, Rob.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say thank you to Catherine. Thank you for everybody involved to give me the opportunity to do genuine life-changing thing. I don't know, thank you to all the fans for being so supportive and loyal. I mean, I don't think fan base would like to see this huge crowd still after 10 years. It's just wonderful.
Okay. Hey, buddy. We really appreciate you taking the time out, man. I know we had some technical difficulties. We're going to iron out the technical problems for the 20th anniversary in 10 years. It's going to be perfect. And anything you want to say, Catherine? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you, Rob. We miss you and love you. It's Catherine.
Thank you, Saga. Yeah, let's hang out soon.
Okay.
Thanks, Rob. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Robert Pattinson. Look, technology's an adventure, guys. What can I say? But that was still beautiful. That was wonderful. Let's go. We have time for a couple more quick questions, and then we'll wrap up this amazing event. Where were we? Which side were we at? I can't remember. Okay, we'll go over here.
Oh my God, I'm shaking right now. Hi, my name is Zan. I've been into Twilight for like almost 10 years, and now I'm 20, so I like grew up with Twilight. But my question was, what's your favorite scene that you were not in throughout the whole saga?
Anything with Billy Burke. He's amazing.
Yeah. That's true. He's pretty awesome.
Everything after New Moon. And anything with Michael Sheen, for that matter. Because he's incredible. He's one of my favorites.
Let's go back to this side, please. Over here.
Hi, my name is Sophia. And first of all, Team Edward and Jacob.
Yes. Switzerland, Team Switzerland. Yeah.
And this is my question for the actors. Which characters in Twilight do you feel more similar to?
Jasper. Something about Texas and cowboy boots. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel the same. I love Emmett. I'm glad I got to play him.
I thought you were going to say Jasper.
Nah.
And we would...
You're so emotional.
It's very emotional.
All right, I'll play that game, Laurent. Sometimes I'm a vegetarian and sometimes I'm not.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
I never feel like a nut.
Yeah, go for it.
Hi, my name is Crystal. I know you guys, like, obviously play a big part in everyone's life. I think I went to more like appearances and promotions and everything than I did to school, which was bad. But regardless, I had a great time. So my question was like, Catherine, I decided to go to film school afterwards because of everything. So I'm really grateful for you for starting it all. And I'm like, my voice is getting shaky because I'm like,
that's so cool.
My little sister, she's 8. She was like 1 when it started. So she's embarrassed, so she's sitting right over there. She's Emily. She wants to know if you guys know the Fortnite dance, and she wanted to see you guys do it. If you guys know what the floss is.
The floss?
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
You do it?
Wait, if she comes up, why didn't she come up? Then they'll learn it.
Come up. We'll do it together. Come on, Emily. You know the floss?
Here we go. Yes.
You know
it's happening. It's going to be great. Go around.
You guys, I'm sure you guys can learn it real fast.
Come on, teach me. Let's go.
Come on, come on, Eddie. Come on,
yeah,
Eddie.
Good job.
You're amazing. You're amazing.
That was amazing. Hey, did you see that though? She came up like this.
You got to do it with attitude.
So
That's
happy.
the thing.
So happy to do that dance.
Kellen.
I couldn't even process what was happening because you said, isn't Fortnite a shooting game? So why is there... It's a what? It's a...
It's
Yeah,
a
it's a video.
lifestyle, Kellen.
It's a battle royale game.
That you dance in? Do you dance and shoot? Like Step Up with Guns? I would be a part of that movie. Sign me up.
I'm going to save Kellen. Let's go to our next question. I'll save you, buddy. Don't worry. It's okay.
All right. Hi, guys. My name's Iman. The 13-year-old me in me is dying right now. I'm so
Oh, don't. Don't die.
But looking back 10 years and watching Twilight, like, as recently as you have, what are, like, a couple acting changes that you wish you would have done or, like, something?
Oh, that's cold. Okay.
It was perfection, guys.
I wish I would have had 2 more weeks to get the abs right. Just 2 more weeks, Catherine. Just give a brother a heads up.
All the wigs were just atrocious for Jasper. That's right.
I'm mad that they
I
agreed
said
with
it.
you.
The first movie's my hair, the last 2 movies are my hair, but that new moon. I wish somebody would have Fortnited me, you know what I mean?
All right. Let's do last couple.
All right. Al from BelowTheBeltShow.com podcast here. My question is for the cast and Catherine. If Stephanie Meyer were to write another novel and adapt it into another movie, would you guys be on board to do another movie?
Yeah, with Catherine directing, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun, and we could mix it up, you know, have all the guys play the girls' parts.
We call it the resurrection of Laurent.
I'm not playing Laurent because it's got to be the girl.
Oh, the resurrection of Lauren.
No, we'd love to do something more someday. Yeah.
We hope so.
All right.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Molly, and Kellen, I hope you don't hate me when I'm about to ask you.
Uh-oh.
The question is for you. When you were promoting Twilight some years back, you were on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and she dared you to do something. And I was hoping you can show everyone.
On or off camera? What do we...
It was on camera.
Okay, so there's a few things. What?
Push-ups.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The push-ups, yeah.
How many? Was it like 150
Get it,
or?
boy, get it.
Yeah, it was somewhere around like 3,000.
Yeah.
Hercules, Hercules.
No,
Hercules.
what?
Hit the floss.
That's right.
Wait, was that real? That was a visual effect, I think. Yeah.
This is much more of an activity-based panel
Fun
than I was
question.
expecting, guys. This is amazing. Maybe this is our last one. Let's finish strong. Hello. You have a question?
My name is Jeremiah, and I'm 7-year-old, and I'm 7-year-old, and I just want to ask. If you can do the boomerang from Fortnite.
We should have seen it coming, guys.
I gotta get on this game. What's the boomerang?
Let's see what
Come here, come up here and show us. Up in the front right there.
This is our last dance of the day, guys.
I'll get it. Yeah. All right. This is a...
That's excellent, Jeremiah. That's excellent.
Dude, Jeremiah, you're awesome, man.
Good job, buddy.
Was this a panel for Fortnite?
Why don't all of you guys do it at the same time? Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
Direct
Come
me.
up here, Jeremiah. I'm the director. I want everybody to do it at the same time. Yeah. I like bossing these guys around.
As soon as you said that, I
guys
went,
are
okay,
all
what do I
up.
do, boss?
Everybody up. Yeah.
Director.
Up for Jeremiah. Give it up, everybody.
Okay, Jeremiah, you better be in the front, and they're going to imitate you. Come on.
All right, this is the grand finale, guys. Jeremiah, you're leading us.
Okay, ready? When I say action and action.
Whoa, time out.
Somebody's gunning for being a daddy soon.
Okay, and action. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Jeremiah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
All right, give it up for Jeremiah and the cast of Twilight. Guys, that's all the time we have.
Jeremiah. Woo!
Yes. All right, guys, one more reminder. 10th anniversary. Check out Twilight in theaters October 21st and 23rd via Fathom. Pick up the DVD, Ultra HD, October 23rd, and celebrate this cast one more time. The amazing director, Catherine Hardwicke.